Welcome, Cancer, to your Cancer April 2021 reading and forecast. I'm Nigel Saint James. For those of you who haven't met me, but the subscribers, you know who I am, and love and affection to you. It's great to see you back again. We have great fun here on this channel, don't we? It's different. It's good. And as you know, this deck, incidentally, it was just given to me by, she was a former lover of mine from a long time ago, before I had children. And she's a witch, in a nutshell, or a wise woman, I suppose you'd call it. And she said, this deck is very difficult to, you probably haven't seen it. She said it's very difficult to read, but you'll probably be able to do it. And she gave it to me wrapped in string. Now, you may not know this, but the tradition when giving tarot cards is to actually wrap them with rope or with string, if you're providing them as a gift to somebody. And so, of course, she's aware of the esoteric stuff behind that, and but I thought you might be interested to know that. But anyway, let's have a look to see what is in store for you now. These cards do have a particular resonance for me, particularly because they were given to me with the with goodwill and with love. Now, there is the Six of Pentacles. What else shall we have? Did I tell you we're only going to take 5 cards? That's all we're going to need. Now, what's that? That's the Eight of Swords. That's quite interesting. Lovely image on it. Beautiful here. The One of Wands. That is the Knight of Swords. Finally, what shall it be for you for this month? And what might that be? Oh, that's the Nine of Cups. What a fantastic spread of cards. Okay, Cancer. Why don't you come and sit down next to me? We'll have a good look at these cards together while they speak to me, and I'll share with you what they mean. Gee, you've got a good set of cards here. Do you know, I've read for a number of Cancer people in the last month, haven't I? And if you'd like to have a one-on-one, face-to-face clairvoyant reading with me for an hour, just check out the information that's in the description box below. I'm going to look at this card first. It's the central energy here. Very, very important. And of course, it has you all over it at this moment. I think it could also have something to do with Virgos or Leos as well. This is the Lord of the root of the power of fire. It is about creative spark, a new project perhaps coming along. Strong energy coming your way, new starts, possibly a passionate union, you know, but your vital life's forces are going to be surging. Now, this is actually the second highest energy card in the deck after the major arcana card of the Sun. And the card shows the energies which arise after all blocks have been removed. If all obstacles are out of the way, renewal in all areas and levels of your life is going to take place. Now, the revitalizing power fills your entire being with new light. Now, it is important for the free-flowing energies to have a creative outlet, as you would expect. You can use the energy only if you have a goal towards which you can direct it. The next step after releasing the blocks is to find the right framework in which to set this energy to work. You will be full of power and energy. Engage fully in discovering where and how you can and want to use it. You know, this is saying that there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? Yet you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. You are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can assess how you are doing. All you see in the world is your idea about it. Life will take off for you when you choose for it to. An idea becomes a thought. A thought becomes a word. Say it out loud. Words have power and they reverberate all throughout eternity. And a word becomes an action. And if you're going to do it, start and then go all the way. Do it, do it, do it. Seize the opportunity in front of you now. Rejoice in it and let no power on earth take it from you. This really is a time in your life when you have a breakthrough moment of insight and feel inspired and motivated to move your life forward. I think a big opportunity is going to be opening up for you. You have the possibility. Now, these aces, the number 1, it's all about potential. You have the potential now of tapping into your latent powers. It's a perfect time for you to draw upon your imagination and make your dreams come true. What attracts you doing it the most? What gives you the most pleasure? In what framework could you realize your dreams? And say to yourself, I express my energy and power openly. Now, the reason why I think that card has come up, and this card has as well, is because this card is talking about you may be having negative thoughts about something, or you may be thinking that you can't get something done. In fact, you might be thinking that, well, it may be that you have analysis paralysis. This is the Lord of shortened force. It is Jupiter ruling, I think, the first decan of Gemini, that 21st or 31st of May. Now, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and in order to get into Gemini, it needs to go 180 degrees away from Sagittarius to the diametrically opposed side of the zodiac wheel, and there Jupiter will be debilitated. Jupiter will be weakened, and the inquisitive nature of Gemini inhibits Jupiter. So a weakened Jupiter means perhaps that you feel that you can't get what you want, and I suspect that this is due to too many, that's the Gemini aspect of it, distractions which may or may not be self-created. Now, I say that this is talking about distractions because I notice that I say that this is the first decan of Gemini that this Jupiter is in here. Well, the first decan, you'll recall that each sign is made up of 30 degrees, and the 30 degrees is then divided into 3 segments of 10 degrees each. The first decan, the cardinal decan, the second being the fixed, and the third being the mutable. Well, this first decan of Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is all about the mind, turning things over and over and over. And I think you might find yourself having to choose between 2 alternatives of apparently equal merit. Now, I don't think you're going to come to a decision by working it out analytically. Your doubt or fears of making the wrong choice can work to maybe destroy your inner clarity, you know. And maybe you're also lacking some sort of endurance with respect to a subject, which you need if you're going to clarify a confused situation. It might be that you feel that no matter where you turn, no satisfactory solution seems to exist. Now, this is telling you quite the opposite. In fact, when we get to this card, that'll be even more so. But the more you try to unravel this tangled ball of yarn, you might feel that the tighter the knots become. Well, I think what you should do is let things rest and develop on their own for a while. As long as doubt concerning these decisions remains, don't go for anything new. Jupiter is also the symbol of and the forerunner of the unseen and of unexpected change for the better. The problem, which seems unsolvable now, will find its own solution in its own way. So perhaps take some time out. Just take time away from something. Let Jupiter, the great benefic planet, come in and do its work, and then come back and settle things down, and then come back and look at things with new eyes and say to yourself, I am relaxed and I trust life. Let's turn now to the Lord of Winds and Breezes. Yep, the Knight of Swords. Here he is. Hello, Knight of Swords, Lord of Winds and Breezes. Esoterically, here's the symbol for fire, and this is the symbol for air. Fire and air get on famously, and they turn each other around. Here's the fiery aspect of air, goal-oriented, ambitious, flexible, passion, and a great degree of determination about here. I think also we have around here the energy of Taurus and of Gemini again, because we have the energy of the mind brought by Gemini with the influence and the stability and determination of Taurus. So this is referring to somebody, I think, who is active, clever, skillful, fierce and courageous, but may actually be unreflective, it has to be said. You may well be asking yourself, what's this little thing? Can we get it into... This is another interesting esoteric thing in this deck. That little thing which looks like a vertical line with a bit of a hook on it. That's an ancient biblical Hebrew letter from the Hebrew alphabet. It's the sixth letter of the alphabet, and it's called Vav. Now, how can I explain this? Imagine total light, the divinity. Everything is just total light. All information is contained within total light. And if you wanted to take a lens and get an aspect, imagine that Vav as being a special lens which puts through one aspect of reality. And that Vav says that it shows that it is the power to unite everything that is separated in creation. Now, literally, Vav means hook or peg, and it's a vertical line with a bit of a hook on at the end of it, that thing. And that's talking about, that vertical line is the extension of the Creator's perfection into the created world in order to constantly direct it, guiding the cycle of existence step by step, until eventually the perfect oneness of the Creator, which underlies all of creation, is revealed. This letter really relates to the direct light of the Creator entering the world. It's a connector, if you like. So it contains the power to connect heaven and earth. You can think of it like a hose or a tube which connects and bestows all the energy of the divinity's abundance from above down to the creation and to created beings. This represents also the number 6. It's the sixth letter, and that represents, of course, the 6 days of creation. In one of the creation stories, at least in chapter 1 of the book of Genesis in the Old Testament Christian Bible, or the Hebrew Bible, there are 2 creation stories, of course, in there. One is where there's 6 days of creation, as well as the 6 physical dimensions: right, left, front, back, up and down. And the Vav, and it's interesting that it's here with this king, or this knight, is it? Is the knight, that it is also representative of the male phallus, the fertilizing agent, bringing life, abundance, continuity, and addition. Now, this knight here, to me, represents the idea of attack, of the violent power of motion applied. He is the wind, the storm. And his moral qualities are, I think, skill, subtlety, and cleverness. He is fierce, delicate, courageous, but can be altogether consumed by his current idea, which comes to him by way of inspiration without really reflecting or analyzing or working out whether or not it's a great thing. He has remarkable powers of concentration. Thoughts and ideas come to him with lightning speeds. He is a master of the imaginative thinking, which he uses to achieve his goals. His strong intellectual determination is unified with a deep emotional perceptiveness, and only goals which are emotionally charged can kindle such passion. Body, intellect, and spirit, they're all in harmony with him. And he says to me that, well, with you, that a clear insight is going to come into the problem. So you are going to sort this out, you see. There's things that you've been concerned about. They're going to get sorted out. And then you'll be working quickly to set goals without letting anything get in the way. I think that nevertheless, this could be something like a restless period for you where you are transitioning and trying to get somewhere else, either in your everyday life or possibly in travel. This is really saying, though, that this is a time, and Gemini has been all through here so far, hasn't it? And has this influence, I think, of Gemini in him with me. It's saying that it is a time to listen to your head rather than the heart. I think that this knight here is someone more comfortable in his head rather than in expressing his feelings. And I think he indicates restlessness in all aspects of your life. Maybe you want to break free from the workplace. Do you know, it might also be the case that you come across somebody, or you know of someone, who has one of those love-hate relationships where the people love each other and they hate each other, they break up and there's a reunion and they break up again. And this, of course, can go on and on and on until suddenly one of them says, I've had enough of this. Who's signed up for this? Not me. But I think you are in a good position now to forge plans, to set goals and bring them to fruition. Do you know your goal? What happens once you achieve it? Imagine how you will best be able to enjoy your success and say to yourself, I know my goal and I know what I am working towards. Each goal is just a milestone on the way to my ultimate destination. Well, shall we have a look at the Lord of Material Success for you? I think we shall. It's the Six of Pentacles, isn't it? And you can see the Six Pentacles lying at the base of this tree, which has got a lovely piece of fruit that's growing from it here. Well, this is the moon ruling the second decan of Taurus, which is the 1st to the 10th of May. Now, the moon in astrology is exalted in Taurus, which is a great sign. But the moon, of course, is also transient in nature, isn't it? It waxes, it becomes full, it wanes, then it disappears as a new moon. The process goes on and on again. This is talking about you having success, but success is not a continuum. Rather, you have a success here, you have one there, you have one there, and you have one there. That's what this is talking about. The moon likes nurturing and comfort, and Taurus likes material things. So, you know, the planet and the sign are very well suited for bringing about material success to you, you know. I think this is about external manifestation of the inner things within you. It's about success and transformation. Generosity, I think. Generosity going both ways, paying it forward. I think you could well be receiving something of a financial boost or a gift. Now, if people are looking for a grant or a scholarship, I think that may well be successful. And if people are making application to the welfare system, I think that's going to be dealt with favorably as well. Now, you must be open to your success. It is no less than a gift you can learn to accept thankfully and humbly. Real success only comes once you have learned to serve. You understand that, don't you? Success under these conditions enriches all levels of your being. What does success mean for you at the moment? Visualize as precisely as possible what your success looks like and say to yourself, my self-acceptance and self-confidence, they are the keys to real success. And just to show that every story has a happy ending, here we have the Lord of Material Happiness, the Nine of Cups. Here we go, Nine of Cups. Now, what's the astrology on it? Well, Jupiter in Pisces. I actually think it's the fixed, the centered decan, the second decan of Pisces here, the 1st to the 9th of March. Now, Jupiter rules Pisces in classical astrology. Well, in fact, in my astrology, I'm not into co-rulership. I'm into proper rulers that have been around for thousands of years, not a few outer planets that we can't see without a telescope, and which were only discovered a couple of hundred years ago. But nevertheless, that's just my own eccentricity there. But it works. And Jupiter rules Pisces, so there's very strong complementary energy here. Jupiter's philosophical approach aligns well with Pisces spirituality. Jupiter also brings you good luck and happiness. And Jupiter's softer concerns, such as care, compassion, and the spiritual life, are beautifully expressed through sensitive Pisces. There is an enormous capacity to love, although, as is so often the case with this gift, this is often hard won through lots of difficult times in the past, isn't it? But I see bliss here, overflowing love, deep joy, blessings here. This moment is filled with harmony and inner joy. Open yourself to it totally. Don't miss it. Where do you seek and where do you find your true happiness? Where is that? Breathe and feel. If you are alone, enjoy your solitude. If you are together with others, enjoy their presence. If you have a job to do, then do it with silent devotion. And say to yourself at all times during this period that happiness is my natural condition. That's the way it is for you. Well, it was my pleasure and privilege to provide that reading for you. Isn't it interesting, the things that come through with tarot cards? You know how one card can have so many things that it wants to get across to you. It never ceases to amaze me, and I'm confident that you will have enjoyed it as well. Look, and if you do enjoy it, please do me the favor and hit the like button. Apparently, it does things for the YouTube gods, and it would help more people see what we ourselves enjoy. But listen, in the meantime, though, there's one thing that I want you to remember, and to remember it always, and that is this: that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.